Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh,
Buenos dias from Costa Rica.
it's so great to be here with you guys this morning. How are you feeling today, Sabriel?
Blissed out, feeling awesome. So excited for our guest that we have coming on.
He's an extraordinary man, and yeah, it's going to be quite a show today. Quite a show. One of my heroes. We're going to be interviewing one of my heroes.
What an honor.
In case you're unfamiliar, we're from Karma Tribe. Karma Tribe is a global network of people helping each other for free. And it works through our website, karmatribe.com, where you can make a profile and offer anything you want, request anything you want. It is a gifting economy. And we are currently crowdfunding in order to expand our project. It's already in 56 countries, but we want to expand it to every corner of the globe, make it very easy for people to help each other and organize community projects. So today we're interviewing a truly inspiring person.
So awesome.
A filmmaker from Bali who has made a great number of very powerful videos highlighting the stories of people around the world involved in initiatives to make the world a better place, especially environmental activism stories.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fascinating to get to know Gary and to ask him about his life as a storyteller. So, Sabriel,
Yes.
without any further ado,
Let's go.
I propose that we bring on the man himself.
Let's do it.
Gary Bencheghib. Come on down, Gary. Welcome.
What a amazing opening. All that energy, it's so contagious. Thank you so much for having me on the show. This is amazing.
Gary, it's our extreme honor to have you on the show. You made many viral videos. You made one about me that reached almost 5,000 shares. It really helped my project. It really helped me, opened up new opportunities. So thank you so much for that. And it's truly an honor to have you today and to ask you about the things that you do. So you're from Bali, right? Can you tell us a bit about your life and what you do in case for someone who doesn't know anything?
Of course. So I'm actually originally from Paris, France, but I grew up in Bali in Indonesia. And so moved with my family 14 years ago now. It was like a family decision to move away from Paris. And as a 9-year-old at the time, everything looked like paradise. The beaches were still very pristine, but over the years, with the slow degradation of just the environment, more tourists came in, so like more hotels would get built. And with that came lack of infrastructure and lack of waste management. And so all of a sudden, you'd see all these plastics everywhere you go on the beach, going out surfing, paddling, or also on the rivers. And so at 14, I decided to create Make a Change Bali, which was essentially like a student-led organization to organize beach cleanups every weekend in various spots around the island. And so that's sort of how the environmental battle began. And now fast forward 8 years down the road, we've expanded to Make a Change World just, I think, 8 months ago. And it's been an amazing platform to amplify the messages of others through video. So that's sort of like the path.
Wow. Oh, so many questions are burning through my mind. How did you start at such a young age with this activism? Like, were your parents pushing you to be a leader, or where did you find this spark at such a young age? Because I know most 14-year-olds now are just on their iPad and worried about maybe sneaking out to the next party or something.
No, I think it was very much the case growing up in Bali as well. Like most of my friends would be going out, but I think it was just seeing how far we've come to destruct such a beautiful paradise. And so obviously at the beginning as a 14-year-old, you ask yourself, what can you do to help? And there's not much you can do actually, because you're not, but So it started just with beach cleanups, reuniting friends. And then from there, we sort of grew. So like on the first few beach cleanups, we were 4 and 5 people, but we never got discouraged. We always showed up the next weekend. And then we managed to get the attention of a very famous Balinese rock band, Superman is Dead. And they came on with all their fans, and they would bring 200, 300 people. And so it really began a movement. And so since then, things have just been amplifying, and it's been amazing to see sort of the road. But no, but I think change starts at any age, and anybody can really make a difference. So I've met some incredible eco warriors out there, like Abhishek, who's 8 years old, and he dresses as Mr. Eco when he does school presentations around New York City, and like so much ambition. So it just proves that like you can be any age to make a difference.
That's amazing. And I just want to add in that like probably like the kind of the type of videos that you make that are blasting into the minds of, you know, people around the world and even children, that probably plays a role in inspiring the next generation to get out there and do something. So yeah, don't underestimate your role in all this what's happening.
Hopefully.
So I just want to say, okay, we got Rachel tuning in. Good morning, Rachel. Thanks for tuning in. That's my sister tuning in from California.
Good morning.
If you're watching, we would love to know where you're watching from. So Gary, let me ask you. I'm trying to put myself in your shoes here. You must feel a bit of pressure when you meet someone doing extraordinary things and you have to like capture their story in a short video. How do you capture their story in a short way, or how do you make a powerful short video about, you know, a complex thing that someone's been involved in for years? That must be challenging. How do you do that?
Yeah. So actually, like a lot of the storytelling, actually, if you look at like one of our videos, is done in the edit. So like I don't remember if you remember the time we spent with you, but we like spent maybe like 3 hours shooting between an interview and like sort of like that beach sequence, and then following you in your car. You came out the next day, which is super nice. But no, so it's like sort of shooting as much as you can on the spot when you're with that person. And then, so whether it's like a 3-hour interview or whatever they have to say as their message, and whatever they do physically to actively do, and then it's really in the edit to really. Oh, my sister just tuned in from Germany. Sorry.
Hold on, let's.
Hey, Kelly.
Good morning, Kelly. Thanks for joining us. It's amazing.
No, yeah, it's really.
Sorry, Gary. Please tell us about the editing.
Yeah. So the editing, I think, obviously, it's like impossible to have a story that's like, you know, like a life story within a minute. But it's really, I think we really focus on the positive message and really like what people, like the innovative ideas that people have to really inspire people. So for example, in your case, I think what really was compelling was that ritual that you do every morning. And do you still do that every day?
Yeah, I do that. Yeah. I do it now for 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute instead of 3 minutes. It's a bit smaller version, but it still allows me to just keep that ritual.
Yeah. I actually tried it, and it's such a. I mean, it just empowers you. You take the day with a smile, with so much more energy. It's an amazing ritual to do. So, like for example, like that ritual, yeah, and then your work with Karma Tribe.
So it's like it's kind of like you capture like a compelling side story that people can really relate to, and then you also give the information of what the person is doing.
Yeah. So like I guess like every story we try to find like a very unique angle that would hopefully make the story viral. So for example, in your case, it was like meet the guy who created this gift economy in Costa Rica, and so like that, and then from there we'll like explain the concept of the gift economy, and then sort of like go more into the livelihood of that person on a day-to-day life. So actually another video that did really well in Costa Rica was that of our friend Carolina. The 5-minute beach cleanup. So, for example, hers, it looked at her livelihood in a beautiful, pristine little hut by the beach, as well as the movement she created, and then the work she does with bionic yarn. But no, it's been an amazing experience, just, and also networking to just meet all these change makers that just inspire you every day in your daily life. And so I feel super honored to do what I'm doing, and every day meet all these different people who do so much varied things, whether it's like cleaning up the beach for 5 minutes, or creating an amazing gift economy, to making bricks like out of plastic bottles, to wearing your trash for 30 days. So it's very varied, but yeah, it's always amazing and I think there's so many people who have amazing messages and who really want to change the world. So that's what we do through video.
Awesome.
Sabriel, what kind of questions would you like to ask?
Well, first things first, I know what the ritual is that you and Dave do. I practice it myself, but I want to give our guests a little insight about what kind of ritual are you guys even talking about. So I wanted to touch base on that.
Sure, absolutely. This is a ritual of spending 3 minutes every morning being grateful for all the things in your life. And you just start talking like, I'm grateful for these flowers. I'm grateful to live here. I'm grateful to be in good health. I'm grateful for my relationship with my sister. I'm grateful for my friendship with so-and-so. I'm grateful for this. You just go in a monologue like that for 3 minutes, and your heart swells, 200%. Then you do 3 minutes of sending out love to people around the world. Love and prayers and well wishes. Like, I'm thinking of my friend right now who's going through a challenging time, sending him some love. I'm thinking of the people who just experienced this earthquake in Asia, sending them love. I'm thinking of so-and-so that I know is going through a tough time, sending them love. And so you just send out love to your friends, your family, people you know who are going through challenges for 3 minutes. And then you spend 3 minutes setting an intention and basically visualizing a goal that you want to achieve. So, for Gary, it might be, I'll speak for myself. For me, it's like, I imagine Karma Tribe growing to 1 million members. And I imagine, getting an amazing, easy to use app being built. And I imagine meeting the Dalai Lama next year. So I try to imagine like very clear things, and doing this ritual every day is so powerful.
Awesome.
So hopefully that answers your question. So anything else you would like to know?
Well, I think that just summed up some of the questions that I have for Gary, because I wanted to kind of just touch on all three of those things. If you just want to share, like, I'd like to connect with you on that deeper level of like naming one thing that you're grateful for. And here we are with this broadcast that gets to go to however many viewers. Who do you want to send love to today? And let's get it to them.
Yeah.
And then
so much people to send love to. Another thing that we do is expeditions. Mm-hmm. So we just recently, with my brother, went down one of the most polluted rivers in the world, where 15 million people live around that river. So actually, I'm sending love to all those 15 million people, and they don't choose where they're born and where they live, unfortunately. And this river is very highly toxic through like all these industries that make textiles. And so, unfortunately, they're having to live with this river. There's like open fires and all this waste and there's no pickup for it to go anywhere. So they're living in the unfortunately in some of the worst conditions ever. And so, on another positive note, when we finished the expedition, 2 weeks after we finished, the Indonesian government responded to our campaign and has announced an emergency plan to clean it up. So change is underway. Wow. And so finally, hopefully it's going to happen. We're going back in December actually to report and see where the cleanup has gone since the last month. But so sending out love to my family over there, like the people that I've like welcomed me. I was staying at people's houses along the way, and they were so generous to host me, to feed me, all for free. And these guys like struggle to get their next meal. So super grateful for all their love and just their support along that last expedition that we just did.
Wow. That's incredible. It just shows truly just the power of giving and, you know, the power of kindness and what we're creating here and how it really changes the world. And because you have that vision and that lion heart of wanting to give back and make this world a better place, and you're devoted to that. I can see that through your videos and the way you connect with other people. It's incredible. And I just want to honor you for that work and being courageous to stepping up and making a difference and doing so many different things, because we see it all around us. And so I guess I want to ask you a question as like, what is your biggest source of inspiration?
I guess, I mean, like, I think since seeing Bali change so much and so quickly, I was always very terrified with the notion of time and like how much time we have left. By 2050, there's going to be more plastics than fish in the ocean. And now it's sort of fact. And you see it everywhere in all the videos on social media now. And 2050 is just a few years away. Like, we're in 2017 now. I'll be like 54 in 30 years. And it's terrifying to know that we've come so far to the destruction of mankind, of human life on this planet. And then it's more about how, so it's like looking at like the terrifying things that are going to be happening with the world when you look at climate change. And so I think that like we're on this countdown mode. And so anything that can be achievable every day, if you can do something small, like pick up a piece of trash or say hello to your next door neighbor or offer an act of kindness, I think it really unites the world. And it's like a global fight that we have to fight together. So I think that just that countdown, always having it in the back of my mind, is what pushes me and drives me every day to either create another video or do something as small as a small gesture of picking up a piece of trash or something like that.
Awesome. I totally can relate and feel into that, as far as like there's a reason why things are happening so quickly, you know, and things are like we're all connecting, and with the power of the internet and everything, we're really speeding up the process. And, you know, I have my own beliefs as to why that's happening. But it's an exciting time to be alive. And I just love that you're taking it on and stepping up, because it is like there is this countdown happening, and it's like, okay, we need to do this. This is like for our evolution. We need to take care of this planet. We need to, you know, show up and stand up and make things happen. So I'm super happy that we're a part of that change maker team, and we're doing it together, because that's power in numbers. The power in numbers is really happening. So my question to you at this present moment, what is like one of your biggest intentions that you'd like to create, or something that would be like awesome for you to experience? It almost seems impossible, almost seems out of reach, but like would be freaking amazing to see happen.
You mean like in terms of I think that's like, I'm in New York right now. The current president is not so into the environment and into climate change. So I think one of like the things that should happen is really, so he's going to be restricting the EPA budget, Environmental Protective Agency budget, next year, and completely reduce it. So I think one of the things that should happen is us to put more pressure on what he's about to do, and for him to really concentrate on the environment. And so like, obviously he withdrew from the Paris Accord, which is completely saddening. But I think just here in America, there's so much things to happen to do. So yeah,
and lo and behold, election day and voting day is on the 7th of November. So if anybody in America is watching this, get out there and go vote and make a difference, because that's how we show up and change. I don't want to get political on us, but actually I do. Like, this is how we make change in the world. We show up and that's what makes a difference. And so it's cool to see. I think a lot of Americans starting to see that this isn't working either, and people are taking a stand from all across the world, and now in that place and space, because I'm an American, and so I know that a lot of the world looks to us, and we kind of have this negative impact right now, like because of our president and all these aspects. So if we can come in and really be a positive change and create some shift in America, I think it's going to be like, okay, we can really make this happen all over. And we're learning from people that are doing it in other countries, such as yourself. It's like implementing the things that are already working in Bali, in France, and in all of the countries that have these amazing systems in place. And it's time that we adopt them and make it happen. So, yeah.
No, completely. And I think so through video, we can really get out and like show visually what some of these solutions are. So, so I'm moving to Europe just in a month and a half to really focus on just like everything that Europe has created. They have an amazing recycling system. Some countries, especially Scandinavian countries, have amazing solar panel power. So it's really to focus on like the things that people can do, and there's so much being done. So why not put that forward and amplify the messages of those who are doing great work.
Yeah, I just want to add to that thought that I feel like with our project Karma Tribe, we're striving to solve a communication issue where there are people that have talents and resources, and there are people that need help, and we're connecting those together and kind of bridging that communication gap. And in the same way, that's exactly what you're doing too, is you're improving the communication between the solutions and the people that need them, because exactly as you said, like there's amazing technologies right now. And in many ways, we're so lucky to be living in this time where although there's a lot of problems, there's also a lot of amazing solutions. And so you're playing a key role in spreading those solutions and inspiring people and informing people. And yeah, so I'm curious, I want to ask you a question. Who would be a living person right now that you would be most interested to meet and do a video on?
That's very interesting. Actually, I probably like somebody like, I mean, it'd be amazing to go down deep. Like you said, the Dalai Lama, it'd be great to sort of meet, to see sort of what his daily rituals are, what he does, just even sitting with him. That'd be sort of amazing. I mean, people like, I think also like the people, sometimes like the people that we meet, we don't even know until like even after having a discussion, you don't necessarily know what that person thinks or like has achieved. So it's always like, sometimes it could be even your next door neighbor who has this fascinating story. We recently did this video in New York about a guy who like walks around New York City and like picks up all these scavenged pieces of trash and makes instruments out of them. And like, again, like he just is a man, and like we would never known if we hadn't gone to a studio. So like everybody is like something hidden, and that's very inspiring. And so that's really what we, but yeah, the Dalai Lama would be a great person to meet.
And sure. What about some historical person who's now dead, that if you could go back in time and interview them and do a story on that person, that it would be truly like a dream come true?
I mean, like somebody like Mandela would be amazing, or even Gandhi, just like some of these amazing figures that people were always inspired by every day, that we learn in our history books. Would be amazing to meet with them, or even Mother Teresa. I'm just like so many people.
Wow.
What about you, David? Who would you want to meet?
Who would I want to have on Bliss and Out?
Yes.
Well, I'm very curious about some of these like great philosophers like Aristotle and Plato and Da Vinci, like these really great minds who in many ways like set up like the modern philosophy that it's still like taught in university, and we're just way ahead of their time and thinking of inventions. And I just can't imagine like how it would be like to sit in the town center in Greece or something and just like eating some olives and talking with these people. And you know, having like philosophical debate. That would be my dream come true, probably.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, Gary. So I'm curious about what was. Can you think of what was the most challenging filmmaking experience you had aside from this crazy trip that you just took with your brother through the Citarum River? What was the other like most challenging like video shoot that you ever had?
I mean, like on another trip, going down the Mississippi River, that was also pretty. So it was 2 months. We went down with 5 friends, also on a boat made from plastic bottles, from Minneapolis all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. And so like we had to charge all of my gear on the boat through a solar panel. But there was only limited charging spots, and everybody obviously had a phone to charge. So it was just like I'd never been on a boat for so long as well. And so remote sometimes on the Mississippi. So I think it was just like that. Am I shooting like all the time on this river and like sort of similar, or should I keep my battery for the amazing people that I meet? So it was like sort of a challenge of more on the equipment side. But that was an amazing trip as well. We actually have a film coming out very soon that I can't wait to share, documenting our 2 months and sort of the problems there with the toxics. I'm going back in 2 weeks. Very excited to be going back as well.
To Bali or to where?
On the Mississippi. So this is the Mississippi River. Yeah.
Okay. So this was recently then.
This was exactly a year ago.
Okay.
Were you there during the Standing Rock incidences at all?
Yes, it was a little bit before, actually.
A little bit for you. Yeah. I was there last year for that, and it just shows the power of film in those situations.
Of course, yeah. I mean, to elevate movements.
Yeah, these things, it's absolutely incredible. So I just want to first off thank you for documenting these things. This is really how we are able to really put into perspective what's happening in history. Video and film is our new history books. And so the fact that you're documenting these things really goes to show how we're preserving history in a really live sense, because you're seeing it right here, right now. There's no, you can't misinterpret what you see. I mean, you can based on your perspective, but it's real, it's raw, it's the real news. And I think that's what we're getting ready to shift and change, is like, no more fake news, guys. Like, this is real. So you go.
Yeah. So Gary, you're a hero. You really are a hero, my friend.
Thank you.
So, thank you so much for sharing your story with us, and keep up the amazing work. Thank you for everything that you do for the world, for the environment, for sharing people's stories, for giving people the real news. And thanks for being with us today.
No, thank you so much for having me on the show. It's awesome. It feels like I'm back in Costa Rica. I can't wait to be back on another project and collaborate with you guys. But I'm so excited for the app that you're about to create. And maybe we should do another video for that as well. When it's
that would be awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
It's about bringing people together for actual environmental projects, and it's so nice to get together with people in person and work together towards a common goal. So I think what we're building, combined with your storytelling power, it's like a natural alliance, and I hope we can continue to work together in the future and be in close touch.
Yeah, me too. Sending out so much love to both of you. Thank you for having me on today.
Gary, thanks for everything. Have a great time in New York. Good luck with your projects, and then good luck in Paris, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thanks.
Right. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Guys, bye.
Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. It's been a real pleasure having Gary on here.
Yeah.
So have a great day, and thank you very much. Check out Make a Change World. This is Gary's Facebook page where he has all his videos of all these amazing projects that he's done. You'll see what we mean when we say he's a gifted storyteller. Like, every single video has a powerful and inspirational message in it. So check it out. Thank you very much, and have a great day, everybody.